Hello. For Module 3, the Art and Attentiveness project, I decided to do the Accordion Book. For my first drawing, I did when I was younger. My dad is very into heavy equipment and welding, mechanics, all of that stuff. So I'd always be at his shop when I was younger, just watching him playing around the shop. And this was one time when I was watching him weld, and he would always tell me, like, don't look, you're not allowed to look because the sparks are bad for your eyes, they're really bright. But of course I always watched and ignored him because I was a child and was so curious of what he was doing. I remember watching the sparks fly, being a little concerned. I thought he was gonna get hurt because they're sparks and they're just flying all over. And I would always sit there, he'd stop welding, look at what he was doing and see if he was doing it right. And then I'd go up, see, like, honestly, I was like, I don't see anything different because I honestly didn't know what he was doing. But I remember how, like, kind of peaceful it was watching, like, the sparks fly, watching him work. I'm really into learning what other people are into and just new things, because this is something I really never knew about until I would, like, go to a shop when I was little. There's that one. For my next one, it's when I traveled for the first time by myself to Florida, and I realized I love to people watch. I love to guess where they're going, their story. And with this, I remember watching a lady, and I remember I was like, I love her jeans, I love her blazer, I love how her shoes matched her purse. She just looked so put together and, like, sophisticated. And for this one, I added the quote from the John Darwin art experience, where we are shaped by experience, and so experience is also then the best tool for helping people gain new understanding. For me, I'm really into fashion. My bachelor's degree is in fashion textiles, so I really have a better understanding of fashion by observing other people's fashion. So I like to take maybe parts of their outfits I like and put them into my own style. And I really think that kind of fits with the quote, where you really can't just jump into something and know how to do it. You have to experience and see other people's art and styles to maybe get a better understanding of your own. So there's that one. For my third drawing, I'm pretty sure a lot of kids have experienced this before, or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm into sparks and fire, I guess. But I remember when I was younger, we'd always go camping, and I was always late at night. I'd get tired, but I would sit by the fireplace and I'd watch the fire burn, watch the colors change. Always curious why it would turn blue, because in my head I was like, fire's supposed to be red and orange. And I'd watch the ashes fly up into the trees, being all worried that we might cause a fire. Every time an ash would fall on the ground, I'd smush it because I'd think it would start a fire. But I remember how peaceful it was always watching the fire, and it was almost like a story watching it. Like, I always thought it was really pretty. So that's why I added art is life, because really art isn't everything if you just find the beauty in it. And that was from the Experience Book Club, the first video we watched in the module. So there's my little fire. And for the third one, I drew these little spoons on the wall that I would always see at my grandmother's house. She had like millions of them all over the wall. And I always found these unique. I would spend like hours by myself during family dinner looking at the wall and just seeing all the different designs, all the different shapes, the different years on the spoons. And just, I thought it was so unique how, like, just a plain old spoon that I would used to eat, but these are like unique spoons and have different details and curves and shapes. So that was something that I always like kind of like fell into when I was there, looking at her decor. She has such a unique style and is very vintage, and I think stuff that is vintage has a very unique spin on it. There's my spoons. Here's my whole accordion book. And thank you for watching.